She's reportedly chosen an artist for her official portrait, which will be hung alongside the paintings of all of our past provincial leaders. The painting's cost has generated some upset, and her expense scandal continues to unfold. But this is tradition.
Every premier who has served this province had a number of responsibilities, and along with that also comes the recognitions. And sometimes it's for better, sometimes it's for worse. But the bottom line is that that's part of our history.
And Stuart, shouldn't Redford get the portrait like all premiers?
Oh, sure. I think there's really no question here. I can understand why people are angry about it, and I think a lot of the stuff is still raw. And you know, as we can see, the scandals are still rolling out, and I would consider myself someone in the let's leave Alison Redford alone for a while camp, but I mean, these stories are almost too good to not talk about. They're very revealing about the party she was part of too. So I would say if you're angry about this painting, maybe use it as a reminder of why you didn't want people like this in power in the first place, and remember it when you go to vote next election.
And Stuart, of course, mentioning Catherine, that the latest revelations, the travel scout this week.
Well, you know, what can you say? I'm so sick of. The only thing that Alison Redford has not been blamed for is Ralph Klein's drunkenness and climate change. Everything else they're going to dump on this woman. Enough already. You know. So she's doing the province's business. It would be nice that she didn't have to go on TripAdvisor or Trivago or someplace like that to find a Fleabag hotel. Is that how we want the premier of our province to be? Oh, and by the way, photo ops. Excuse me, we're worried about photo ops. She was doing the province's business. And if you want to talk about photo ops, go call the Prime Minister's office and see about Stephen Harper's photo ops.
Dan, of course, people just...
I'm mad, sorry.
Okay, you are mad, and that's okay. Dan's turn now, though.
First of all, people who are upset at the painting are just totally grasping to some lowest common denominator nonsense. Like, it's tradition. Of course she gets a portrait. It'll hang there, hopefully, as a reminder of what can happen if you decide to take the position for granted, right? So hopefully the people that walk the halls will have that memory. In terms of the travel scout, I mean, I can't disagree more with Catherine. I mean, there are CEOs that make tens of millions of dollars a year and don't need to pay somebody $130,000 a year and fly them business class overseas to go report on whether or not the toilet is a crouch toilet or not. Like, you look out the window, you pack adequately, look out the window of the hotel room and wear the proper jacket in the morning. Like, it's not, we pay this woman $127,000 a year. She worked for 20 months. She racked up over $300,000 of expenses. Why did we have to fly her business class to Switzerland? I mean, we presumably understand that business class is better than economy. Why? I mean, they're just so many expenses that pile on here, and it's, I mean, to me, just another unnecessary expense. Although I will volunteer that I think for 20 months was the best job of the province, and I'm a little disappointed that I didn't have it. So maybe I'm a little bit of a hypocrite at the end of it there.
Catherine?
Why don't we just buy every premier a Greyhound bus?
Yeah, I don't think that's, I think that's maybe a little bit of a flippant argument. I mean, to make the argument at this point that she wasn't blatantly misusing money, it seems, I'm not going to be on that side.
Stuart?
That's not what I'm arguing about. I'm arguing about the fact that all of this piling on, she's gone, it's over, and as long as Premier Brownlee's portrait hangs in the legislature, so should hers.
That certainly is exactly the way the PCs would like us to think. She's gone and it's over. Absolutely right.
Come on.
Okay, we're going to have a break, but before we take the break, just, Stuart, anything else you wanted to weigh in on that?
Oh, well, I would agree that there has been a pile-on, and you can look at it in terms of Ralph Klein. He abused the Plains just way worse than Redford, and you can tell the tone of the discussion is a little different, but I'm not gonna say she didn't do anything wrong.
Okay. All right, break time now. When we come back, it's a sad day for Alberta.